everyone, how you doing? This is Fab from Digital Fast Mind. Today we are going to discuss about security. I want to talk with you about security of website. Why? Well, I worked yesterday on a customer website which was hacked through a malicious code. So every time someone visits his site, he gets automatically redirected somewhere else to a malicious website. And this was pretty bad because obviously it's a website which covers various things, including brand and selling things. So you can imagine the damage also economically, not only from a branding point of view. Now, what is a virus or a malware? How does it work? What can we do to fix it? Well, I'm not going to make a step-by-step tutorial, but I'm going to show you a few interesting things so you got an overview and you are ready in the future to better understand what's going on. I hope never, obviously, but you got an idea. Plus, in the description, I will put some interesting links just in case you want to investigate more and read some details. So there was a zero-day vulnerability just a few days ago, which has been patched and fixed by the developer themselves of the plugin which was attacked, but still some websites were hacked. This website I worked on, unfortunately, was hosted in a server where there was no separation. So what does it mean? Well, if you enter your FTP, you can see that there are, for example, 6 or 7 sites, but they are also all into the same folders. So they can communicate to each other if something happened. And this is very bad. I will never recommend to work on a server without separation. Each workspace, each website should be on its own. This is very important for server security. First thing, and I will explain also you why, and we will see it later. So, well, this virus created some problems. What I did was entering, first of all, obviously the FTP. Then I checked also the code through Google Search Console, and also I have looked with the Chrome console as well, inspecting the elements. So what I came up to was this. I'll show you now. There were some strange named file like this, some file with 0 bytes. So first of all, you want to make sure everything is obviously in place, make a check and compare with the original website directory structure and file, for example. And then I started to open the file. How do you open the file? Easy. You open with a text editor or with a code editor. This was actually one of the, for example, infected file. Let me go through this and see if I can find something. I remember there were some very, very tricky files to find here, so it wasn't easy. Okay, see this file? Well, seems everything seems okay here, but if you see on top, we got this sort of long chain of character. What are these characters? Well, this is the virus actually that's being injected to your website. How does it work? Well, I'll show you first. First of all, you copy this and you go to this website, which is a JavaScript decoder basically, where you can enter this code and it will automatically convert this to a readable format to let you understand what's going on. This is something more readable. Basically, it's telling you that all those sort of data, when it's executed, will exactly add this, which is a JavaScript redirect. It's actually it's launching a script on your site redirecting to this place, and it's a mess really, because this will be added on top of your file. So if you want to open your file, first thing you have to do is select everything and save the file, and that's cleaned. Now you've cleaned this file. What can happen if there are other places where this code is present? Well, you have to check. Obviously, you can't expect just to clean on top. You should scan the files. So I recommend you to download your full website. Once you spot the malicious code in 1 or 2 file, probably it's going to be in all the same file, at least the same type of file, and then you start to clean them. You can use some program that makes a bulk action replacing text, or you can go manually. It really depends on the work you have to do. So this file now is clean from the virus. Now, super cool. This file is called class A1, for example, A1, and you see there is index as a part of the file. Why this is important, I'll show you now. Because if we enter, for example, another part of the site, let's see. For example, let's open another plugin. We can try with this Jetrix. Okay, good. This file, as you can see, has the same problem. It should be without this on top. So we cancel this, we save the file, and this now is being cleaned. This is called index. Now, while I was browsing the site for checking, vulnerabilities, strange elements or whatever, a strange directory, often you can find, for example, into the plugin, a directory of plugin which doesn't show in your dashboard, but still it's here. And this is launching or reloading the malware, for example. So what I want to do, well, I wanted to check something for some inconsistency or whatever, and then that's what I spotted. There was this file. Pretty strange. I opened it with the code editor, and you know what it is? This is a simple script, but was actually the virus script itself. This is where everything has been probably launched. So what does this virus do? Well, first of all, it's checking all your document root, is scanning for the file, scanning the directory. I'll go pretty fast. I don't want to go too precisely into every single function of a virus file, which is a script in the end. You see a for each loop, key value, array. So this is targeting various area, and it's scanning through all the site. But the problem is that it's not scanning the site, it's scanning the server actually. And once it scans the server, it's starting to inject the code with this code. Now, this is still unreadable, and you say, oh, wow, what it is? Well, we can still use another tool to check what's going on. So we enter this into this decoder, and we start to see that this is a prototype function that, for example, will start to add, some elements, create an array, and, this is injecting basically something into your website. So this is more readable, but you get an idea now of what's going on. So coming back here, this was not the only problem, because after this injecting your site, there was another problem, the ch mode. Basically, this is changing the permission for the directory, as you can see, into your site and into the server to be less secure, let's say. So it's the best permission in terms of readability, write and deleting, by everyone. So this is making your server insecure, just to make sure, obviously, that you get it clear. And then it's using this, it's creating the script. So what was the culprit of this? Well, for sure, some sort of server security, plugin vulnerability. So you have always to make sure your plugins and your server are well set up, your plugin and themes always updated. Obviously, you have to read the updates. You don't want to update to the latest version of the latest plugin without testing first. So you can set up, for example, a staging area, but these things are pretty fast, so you have to watch out and be sure your site is always updated. So what was the technique this plugin used, this malware used? Well, every file which had as a part of the name index gets injected with that code. And basically, the problem with this site was not only for the site itself, because into the server, every single website has been infected, and every single index file. So you can imagine we're talking about a lot of file, because if you think about the WP content, aside from the root, which has itself an index file, if you go into the content file, most of this directory, they will have a plugin directory with an index file inside. And you can think about this, for example, injected, and then you go into another template, enter here, for example, and you may find another index. Then you go back here and you find another index. All those files were injected. So every time, even if you don't clean one, the virus may restart itself. So it's pretty important that you watch out for such, things from happening. Now, what you can do aside from obviously watching out your website, well, there are some interesting applications. I use some of them. VirusDie is one pretty famous. It's cleaning website, installing a sort of antivirus firewall on your site. It's pretty good, I would say. And I also use this one, ASTRA. It's another very good antivirus, security for your website, which I recommend. I will put the links there. They offer also a cleaning, solution just in case you've been hacked and you want to be helped with the recovery. And they got various plugins for e-commerce, WordPress, or whatever. So VirusDie and ASTRA. But if you work with WordPress, I totally recommend WordFence. WordFence is also free, but their pricing is pretty honest. I mean, if you're serious about business, if you're serious about website, I think overall you can spend, $99 for 1 year to be protected via a very, very good solution. So you can use such tools. You have to obviously watch out for your server, or if your site is hosted somewhere, make sure it's a quality hosting, and then obviously keep your site updated. So if you like this video, please share the video, subscribe to my channel, and if you've been hacked and you want some professional help, don't hesitate to contact me. This is my job, and I will be pretty happy to help you in no time to get on top of your problem. Thank you very much for watching, and stay safe.